Look at the size of this giant. Oh, big one right there. Oh, he's still there. Oh, has he got it? No, he's missing it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there he goes, I spooked him. Giant. You see that? Right beside the boat. These early morning big surface lures for flathead, God, it's exciting. It was right there. It's about a 25 knot northerly, and I've come out onto some flats to chase some big flathead because I reckon my boat noise and my shadows and all the lighting is hidden when there's this disturbance on the surface. But I'm throwing a great big surface lure, and what I'm seeing is just amazing, eh? There's schools of whiting and brim and even the odd flathead around sort of 30 or 40 that's following my surface lure in, but nothing's hitting it other than these great big flathead. Sort of weeding out the smaller fish or the fish that you might get nipped at when you're fishing with small plastics. And a big moving surface lure is just enough, and I think they're a lot more likely to grab it when there's that surface disturbance. They're not quite sure what they're seeing, but they know that it looks like a big whiting or a mullet floundering around on the surface, and they're coming up and they're grabbing it. There's no one else out. Like, the conditions are just, they're the kind of conditions where you don't see anyone else. There was no one at the ramp this morning. Usually I'm the third or fourth bloke to turn up at the ramp. There was no one there, and I thought, perfect. I'm going to be the only one throwing around on these flats, and man, the action is just as good or better. Just think these big wary flathead, it sort of just swings it in your favour when you're out here chasing them in these conditions. There's tidal movement going against the wind, just a bit of carnage on the surface. There's still bait getting moved around. You know, if you can hack the conditions and just a little bit of bouncing around in your boat, what you're just going to uncover is awesome, eh? It just changes their feeding behaviour a little bit to come up and have something off the surface. Huge hit, massive. He's still there. Grab it, he's got it. Yes! Oh, look at it go, boy! Go! Oh, 3 times. Oh, it's a giant. Oh, look at the pace on it. Look at it. Yes! Oh. Oh, God. Big solid runs in it. Got to be super careful because of the way they crash around on these things. It's just carnage. Oh, I can see the huge, it's a huge shadow. It's just blowing hard. It's like 25 knots, and I've come out to test the theory around surface fishing with crazy conditions. This is massive. I can see it's 20 metres away, and I can see the shadow coming at me. Oh, that colour. The big white stripe coming in. He just caned it, eh? 3 times, he wasn't going to miss it as soon as he'd left his lie. God. There was no way he was going to stop without getting it. Come around here and watch this. Oh, he's just breached, eh? This is going to be pretty hard to film, actually. Come in. just on the outside, I've got to be real careful, eh? There it is, look at the size of that. Oh, look at this giant, would ya? What a beauty, taking in about 20 centimetres of water on a surface lure. It missed it the first 2 times. This 25 knot northerly, smashing me but hiding the boat noise on the flats so I could get onto one of these big girls. If you haven't seen Giants in the Shallows, my latest DVD, and you want to get your giant Dusky Flathead, you need to get it. It's taken a lot to get me out of mangrove jack fishing for a little while, but these giant flathead have done it. They're so much fun, look at it. The way they just crash these big surface lures is insane. I drop my drag, you can see he's only just pinned in the side. Often they'll miss it, they won't get it in their mouth. So to get them in, you've got to be super careful. Handling them as much as you can, don't use grips, maybe gloves is the way to go. I fought it for a long time until she was really tired, and then she presents really well and she's well behaved. After I released the DVD, Greg from down south, one of the big guides from down south around Swan Bay, spoke to me about handling these things. A thumb grip if you can handle it, or a glove is the best way to go. Even with a big net, they thrash around if you get them in the boat too early. So I brought this one into the bank. I'm going to get it back in the water. You got to appreciate a size one like this. Look at that. A big shovel face. Oh. Off you go, big girl. See you next time. Oh, stunning. Look at the size of it. Oh. Just got to appreciate these things. They're such big breeders. Despite some of the conversations and arguments, these big ones, they're too valuable just to catch the once. Wow. Fishing aggressive, eh? You can see me just ripping the lure. It's almost like Taylor or Trevally style retrieves with little pauses thrown in. That's when they're grabbing it. My surface lure is just like blundering over the top of the water, the little waves, it's skipping out. It looks awful, eh, bringing it in, but they love it. Obviously, like really big wind assisted casts where I can. I mean, most of it I'm just drifting about with the wind. It's going to be nuts going back in my little tinny, but while the fishing's good, I'm going to stay on it. Oh, huge one, just seen it come straight up out of the sand. Oh, ruins you, eh? Just watching it leave the sand. You're still sitting under it. There we go. Oh boy. It's nuts, eh? You think barra. You see it come up and its huge mouth just open up and it's like, barra! Oh, they just suck for it too. They're big flary gills. God, it's exciting. It's craziness. If you want to learn a lot more about these surface fishing techniques and how to get onto these great big Dusky Flathead, you've got to check out my latest DVD, the Kayakers Guide Giant Flathead in the Shallows. Throwing big surface lures around for big flathead, it's a lot of fun. It'll change the way you fish. Go and get on it. I'll see you in the next video. Have a look at the size of that girl. There's a metery. Oh, that's a crocodile. Yes. Oh, that's so cool. I've had big mangrove jack take me off the surface, but nothing like this big floody. Ah, look at that. Go, buddy. This is what this DVD is all about this year. These great big flathead that get around in the shallows. Just sat there on the surface, and it's a beast. Oh, it's a beast. This is just insane. Yeah, I now got it. Oh, it's a beast. Oh, look at it. Yeah, that's what you come here for. Look at the size of that. Oh, yes. Oh, it's a giant. About 10 centimetres of water. Great big grim